wanted to talk a bit about the law of attraction today. And I learned in yoga teacher training that the best way to learn something is to actually teach it to somebody else. So if you're having a hard time with the ideas of the law of attraction, the best thing that you can do for yourself would be to help teach it to somebody else, because as you explain it to them, or you're able to see where their blockages are, you'll be able to help yourself. So here's an example. Somebody had emailed me. They had a specific situation and they wanted help with it. So I always offer law of attraction advice first, only because it's free. I'll just give you my opinion and then you can implement my opinion. And if it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you and you really want to go ahead with the spell, then you have to pay for the spell, because I have to buy things and it takes my time. And especially those spells that start at 3 a.m., I got to get up and do them. So if the law of attraction will work for you, then I would rather see you try that first. And then if you're really getting nowhere, the power of the belief in the spell work will make it work. That's what it comes down to. Everything is about your belief. So this person had sent me an email, and I'm not going to get into the situation, but the one line that stuck out to me was when the person said to me, the person that I'm dealing with is stubborn. Okay, so here's your belief. Your belief is, let's just make up a name, Anna. Anna is stubborn. Anna is always going to be stubborn as long as you believe she is. She's always going to show you that side of her. We have a million different sides, right? There is a piece of me that loves getting up early in the morning and teaching class early and getting a lot of my, I'll get to the studio a little bit early. I'll walk around the room for 20 minutes. I already got my blood flowing. I'm already starting to get my metabolism up. I love that. There's another part of me that dreads the night that I have to try to go to bed early because I have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So you're multifaceted. There are different days that you're going to feel differently, and different, there are some days where, most of the time, I'm not a big fan on fast Chinese food. I don't know, it makes me feel tired. I'm just not a big fan of it. But every once in a while, I have a real craving for it, right? That's just life. That's just how we are. So imagine that I'm hanging out with somebody one day and I'm like, say it's a new friend, and I'm like, oh, I really feel like Chinese food. So we go for Chinese food. Now, the next time the person sees me, they may say to me, hey, you want to go for Chinese food? And depending on how I feel, right, I might be like, oh, yeah, that sounds good, and go for Chinese food. Now, this person might think that that was my favorite food to eat, because every time they see me, that's what I want. But that's what they're putting out into the universe. That's what I put out into the universe, and that's what's getting reflected back. Stupid. That's a stupid example, but it's true. It's like all those times that people say, I was just thinking about you, and then you run into the person. I told the story about my friend that used to work at the craft store. I was in the craft store and I was laughing because she worked there one summer. Either it was in high school, I think we were in college, and I think it was like summer break. And college kind of gets a little bit more time, I think. I think they come home sometime in May, and they don't go back until late August. So she was working there a lot. Like most college kids, they want to work as much as they can during the summer. And for some reason, it was the only job that she found. We just thought that it was so funny that she worked there. And I was in that store thinking about this, and I was laughing. And I walked out of the store, and I kid you not, she wasn't walking into the store. She was going to the pet store next door. But still, I was thinking of her, and she was there. It happens all the time. But we just had, for her, because she's one of my best friends, if not my best friend, we don't think of it, right? Because I could pick up the phone right now and I can call her. And if I said to her, hey, I'm stuck somewhere, can you come and get me? She would come and get me. That's the kind of friendship that we have. But if you're trying to do this with somebody that you have resistance for, like your ex or somebody you have a crush on, and you think that they're never going to like you and they're never going to be into you and it's never going to happen, those are resistant thoughts. So you have to break down those thoughts. So, for example, if you think, let's just say I want to go away for the weekend. I want to go away for the weekend, and I know that whoever the person is I'm asking is going to say no, they can't do it for whatever reason. Sometimes people have excuses, oh, they can't afford it, they can't this, they can't that, whatever. If you put in your head, I intend to go on vacation just for the weekend with Joe Schmo on May 7th, and you keep saying it, right? It's going to go out into the universe, into this collective conscious that we're all part of, and they will pick up on it, and they will respond to it. But you have to believe it. Now, people don't believe in it, and for a long time, I didn't either. And when I started like working with the law of attraction and following a lot of these people on YouTube, and the people that I've worked with, Veronica Isles, Amanda from Create Your Future with Amanda, she's really great because she's very simple. Like the instructions that she gives are very simple. I intend to make more money this week. I intend to whatever. It's simple. It's nothing crazy. What I found to be frustrating, and somebody commented on one of Veronica's videos, and it had to do with a specific person thing. And then, so she made a video saying that somebody sent her an email saying that so-and-so made this comment on one of her videos and wanted her to explain. And maybe I'll link her video. I just saw it yesterday in the description box. In the description box below so that you can see it. The person said, the comment was something to the effect of, you're working the law of attraction and you say you want to be married and have children, but you don't have either and you're 41. Like, that was the comment that was made. And I can understand it. And I even commented that I understand what the person is saying, because as I was going through all of these law of attraction things, there were many people that had videos up that said, whatever their goal was, how I manifested my dream job, or how I manifested my specific person. It was mostly with the specific person one. And I just wanted to see what they did, right? So interesting to hear everybody's story. And I found that a lot of these videos, they weren't back together with their person, not even close. And the attitude was, we're not back together yet, but I can tell you that's where we're going. You know, she responded back to me on Facebook and, you know, unblocked me. And, you know, now we're there. And, you know, it's happening. I know it. And I don't want to be negative about it, but it's like, you're not together. You did not manifest this person back just because they were cordial to you, or just because they answered you, or just because they didn't tell you to drop dead and block you. So I understand the person's comment. Now, what Veronica said, and you'll see it if you watch her video, was that even though she's 41, there are a lot of things that she wants to do before she gets married and has children. So this is her choice. It's not that she's waiting for it. She's choosing to do these different things that she never was able to afford to before, and now she has the money to do it, so she wants to live a little bit before she has children. And it's true, like they do. Society does say, you know, make it seem like if you're over 35, like you're high risk and you're not going to be able to have children and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I think my great-grandmother was like 46 when she had my grandfather, and he was like born at home and probably never even went to the hospital. And you know what I mean? Like, it was just very different now, the way things, you know, and plus nowadays there's so many more things that people can do. And 41 today is not 41 like it was back in the 70s. If you ever watch any of these shows, like I think in All in the Family, Edith Bunker was 42. Facts of Life, Mrs. Garrett, she was just turning 50. Like 50-year-old women don't look like Mrs. Garrett these days. Like Christy Brinkley is what, 62? And she's like, looks like she's 25. Like it's a different time now, which is not to say that the body is different, but it does say that the body is different, because we don't have the mindset anymore that you turn 35 and now that's it. You know, now it's all about the mind. There are people that have conquered crazy diseases just by the power of their mind. It reminds me a little bit of Reiki, where I hate to say this, because I don't want to take the air out of anyone's sail, but I just don't believe in it. I mean, I'm trained in like 2 or 3 levels of Reiki, and to me, it just seems like a lot of bullshit. I mean, holding my hands over someone and that's healing them. But statistically speaking, people that have Reiki done, that believe in it, it works for them, and then when they go for a medical treatment, they have a better success rate than people that don't have it done. So whether I believe in it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's whether or not they believe in it, it's working for them. So with all that being said, you've got to really watch your thoughts and the things that you think about from day to day. And it's okay if you're working through some of these blocks like, oh, he's stubborn, or she's such a bitch, she's never going to call me back, or whatever it is. It's okay to think like that, but you want to try to change it around, because think of it. Just think about it for 1 second. Do you think it's possible? Is it possible that someone has a change of heart? Now, I have had so many, I mean, I haven't had a lot of boyfriends. Most of my relationships have lasted like a long time, but I haven't had many of them. My relationships tend to be soulmate-like connections. And whenever one has ended, there's only been one person that didn't contact me, or that I didn't run into after the breakup, that didn't have either say that they wish things had ended differently, or say that they wish that, they had a second chance. Only one person. And that person, I wouldn't even want to run into him anyway. And that relationship actually didn't last long at all. But every other one, I had some kind of an ending, even when it came to a situation with somebody that I didn't even date, but that I had a crush on him in high school and it didn't work out. I ran into him years later and he told me that he was sorry for the way that he treated me and that he should have given me a chance. So if you think about it, right? Now, if I thought to myself, well, maybe there's a chance that so-and-so is sorry for the way that he treated me. Maybe there is a chance. And, change my own thought process rather than thinking, oh my God, he hates me, or he just would never, or that would never happen for me. That would never happen for me, but it can happen for everybody else. It can happen for everyone else. And these are things that you just want to think about when you think about yourself and your situations. What kind of thoughts are you putting out into the universe? What are you thinking about? What are you spending your time and giving your energy to? I had a conversation with one of my friends the other day about being politically correct, which I hope it probably is going to offend people, but I just think that political correctness is bullshit. And I'll tell you why. If you can't use a specific word to describe somebody because it's insulting, then obviously you must think that nationality, race, whatever, religion is beneath yours, because otherwise that word wouldn't be derogatory. And we were talking about this the other day. I met one of my friends who I always talk about on here, and I said to him, for example, if you have, all right, let's do it like this. You have a pink rock and you have a blue rock. If I said to you, you have to call this pink rock, you can't call it pink. You're going to have to call this rock blue challenged, or blue negative, or whatever politically correct word. That, in other words, it is saying that the pink rock is not as good as the blue rock, because you have no problem calling the blue rock a blue rock, right? So to me, I think that we've become to live in a world where we appreciate phony things. We appreciate fake shit like Facebook and Instagram and the stories and the bullshit that people are putting up there. We appreciate politicians that lie to us, that tell us what we want to hear. And then when they get caught on camera saying something less than savory, they figure out a way to come back at it and, and say, well, that's not what they really meant, or that was 1990, or that's how the way we thought in 1975. When at the end of the day is, just call things what they are. This is a pink rock. This is a blue rock. Neither one is better than the other. They're just different colors. That's it. What you give attention to grows. The more attention you give to something, the more it's going to grow, the more it's going to explode. If you forget about something, it goes away. And if you don't believe it, just think about like the Mandela effect. Everybody's remembering Jiffy peanut butter, but Jiffy peanut butter never existed. Could it be that so many people have thought about Jiffy peanut butter and put that thought out into the universe, and other people have picked up on that thought, and that's just the simple explanation for the Mandela effect? Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's what it is. Somebody confused Jif peanut butter with Jiffy popcorn or Jiffy lube or whatever, and it's enough people made that mistake that these thoughts went out into the universe and other people picked them up. I don't know. Maybe that's the simple answer for it. But what I can tell you is that what you give energy to will grow. So if you want more of something, give energy to what you have, not what you don't have. Don't look at the phone and say, he hasn't called me in 5 days. Look at the phone and say, I just spoke to him last week. I spoke to him 12 times this month. I saw him 5 times this month. I saw him twice this week. Don't focus on, I haven't seen her in 7 days. Focus on, we were just together last Monday. And you will get more of it, because you want to focus on the desire and what you want and not what you don't want. So it was, I mean, it's kind of not really like a law of attraction thing, but it sort of is. So the other day, I was unsupervised and I had the day off and no one was around. And I just felt like getting another tattoo. So I have these stars on my shoulder. These 3 I got first. And then the 3 black stars, one's got my grandmother's birthday, September 2nd. One has my grandfather's, July 19th. And one has an A for my grandfather's mother, Angelina, because I can't find her birthday. If I had to guess, I would think she was a Cancer, but I don't know. So I just have an A for Angelina. So as the years go on, I want to keep adding stars. And I just got the idea in my head. They're not expensive. I wanted to go and get stars. So I did. I got, this one's new. It's like a really awesome green color. And then I got one back here, which is a blue. And then I got one here, which is also like a blue. And when I went to the tattoo place that I always go to, I always feel like they always kind of lean on the side of talking you out of it. I don't know why. But like well, this guy, the guy that did James Bay, he's good. Whenever he's there, he's no questions asked. He just does it for you. But a lot of times when I go, some of the other guys like have given me stuff about, well, you teach hot yoga and you shouldn't be sweating with a new tattoo, and you know, I don't know. This time when I went, they said that the guy said, he's like, well, I have somebody coming in for a large piece, and I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't know if I'm going to have time today. Meanwhile, there was nobody in there when I was there, and I was the only person, and it like literally takes like 15 minutes to do these stars. So I don't see why they couldn't have done it, but whatever. He told me to come back on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and I was like, I'm getting them done today. So I left and I went to the gas station and I stopped there and I'm like, let me just look around, because I know that they have another tattoo store like in the area, and I figured I would call first rather than going there. But I found one that wasn't far from where I was at the gas station, and I called them and they were like, yeah, you can come in right now. They were like, I waited longer for the guy than it took for him to do the tattoos. And like when I went in there, the guy was like, all right, so-and-so will be right with you. And I was like, okay. And I waited like for him to show up longer than it takes, like no time to do these little stars. Anyway, so the point of that was I set my mind to having it done that day. Thursday, my day's crazy. Friday, my day is crazy. Saturday, too, is crazy. And then the tattoo parlors are busy on the weekends. It's Tuesday afternoon at like, I don't know, 12 o'clock. I wasn't going to be busy, you know? So I was like, we're getting it done today. And I just set the intention, and I'm like, I intend to get the stars today. And that's it. Like, I have time. And I wasn't teaching hot yoga on Tuesday, so I wanted to at least get them when they were fresh, when I didn't have to be in the hot room. And then, you know, Wednesday morning, at least that they would have been, you know, not raw. They would be the next day. So I got them, and I'm damn happy with them. And I'm going to get more. I'm just not sure when. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get more. I want to get more stars with birth dates in them because I think that that's really cool. I might get like a Pisces something or other too because I'm a Pisces and my rising sign is Gemini and my moon's in Leo. So I may do something with the three symbols. I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow, so that's about it for today. If you like what we're doing here at the Magic Junk Drawer, as always, like, share, subscribe, share us with your friends, comment below, and we will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.